Bullets tore through the air where his head had been. I yanked him down. 3 laser sights. 3 rooftop snipers. The Black Tiger lieutenants froze. I didn't. Fire escape. 6 stories in seconds. First sniper disarmed before he could blink. Second sniper down before he could turn. The third one's radio crackled. Target confirmed. It's Black, 09. I ripped the earpiece out. Tell whoever sent you, I'm done hiding. The sniper's eyes went wide. You were supposed to be dead. I threw him off the roof into the dumpster below. Now I'm coming for everyone who tried to make it permanent. If you believe people who erase the truth and hunt innocent survivors deserve to be exposed, hit that subscribe button for Ebony and Pearl stories right now. Only those who side with corrupt shadow organizations that silence the powerless won't subscribe. Don't let the archive win. Back inside the compound, Sable drops the confiscated sniper rifle on the war room table. Her breathing is steady, but her mind races through tactical analysis. Byung-ho studies her face. What's wrong? They came faster than I expected. Sable examines the weapon, custom modifications, military-grade suppressor, acid-burned serial numbers. Professional. Expensive. This team moved smarter than the operatives at the banquet. More precise. Better trained. Wong Lichin taps his cane against the floor. What are you saying? Sable looks up, her expression cold. They weren't here to kill Byung-ho. Every bullet trajectory was calculated for one target. Me. They only aimed for me. The room goes silent. The archive is escalating, Wong says quietly. They're cleaning house, Sable replies. And I'm next on the list. Nick enters carrying his laptop and a hard drive retrieved from the Busan warehouse. You need to see this. Now. The lights dim. The projector flickers to life. Grainy footage fills the screen. A motorcade winding through Seoul streets. Date stamp, 3 years ago. A man in the back seat, sharp jawline, thin scar over his brow, intense eyes scanning the street. Chu Myung-dae. He's clutching something against his chest. A small leather-bound notebook. His knuckles are white around it, protective, desperate. The camera shakes. A flash of light. The sound of an explosion. Screams. Metal tearing. The video cuts to black. Byung-ho's hands grip the edge of the table, so hard his knuckles turn white. His voice comes out barely above a whisper. My father. Nick taps a key. The metadata tells a story. The Phantom unit tried to erase this footage 6 times. Standard operational protocol. But someone inside the program created a conditional hash. They hid this file in plain sight, buried it so deep that only the right decryption key could pull it out. Someone wanted it found, Sable says. Eventually, Nick confirms. He zooms in on a frozen frame. Chu Myung-dae's hand gripping the notebook, his expression tense but determined. Your father was holding this ledger like his life depended on it, because it probably did. Wong steps closer to the screen. A ledger means names, transactions, evidence. If Chu Myung-dae documented what he knew, then whoever ordered his death needed to bury more than just one man. Sable's voice is ice. They needed to bury everyone who might have seen what was in that notebook. Byung-ho turns to her, realization dawning in his eyes. So they erased your unit to erase the truth? Sable nods slowly. The Phantom unit wasn't collateral damage. We were witnesses, and dead witnesses can't testify. Nick pulls up a map, his fingers flying across the keyboard. The encrypted metadata contains a location reference, Station Marrow. It's an off-book storage facility near the Sokcho border checkpoint. Covert logistics cells used it to archive erased identities and classified materials. If the ledger survived the explosion, Wong says, that's where they'd hide it. Sable stares at the blinking red dot on the screen. For 3 years she's been running, hiding in shadows, surviving by staying invisible. Not anymore. If that ledger is out there, we get it before the archive destroys it. Her voice is steady, cold, final. That notebook is the only surviving proof of who killed Chu Myung-dae and why. It's the key to everything. Byung-ho straightens. Then we move tonight. Nick, Mercer, Tae-jun assembled a retrieval team. We're going to Station Marrow. Understood, boss. Before anyone can leave, a soft knock echoes at the war room door. Everyone turns. The door opens. A man dressed as a janitor steps inside. Cap pulled low, eyes down, movements too rehearsed to be real. Wrong in a way that sets off every alarm in Sable's head. He drops a plain white envelope on the table. Doesn't say a word. Turns. Leaves. The door clicks shut. Silence fills the room like a held breath. Byung-ho picks up the envelope slowly. Opens it. His expression darkens as he pulls out a single photograph. It's Sable, taken months ago in a marketplace somewhere abroad. She's unaware of the camera, caught mid-step, vulnerable. Her face is circled in red ink, the kind of red that looks like dried blood. One word is stamped across the image in bold letters. Terminate. Wong exhales sharply. They've reactivated your case file. Sable stares at the photograph. At her own face marked for death. The archive has been watching, tracking, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. They're declaring war, Byung-ho says, his voice hard as steel. Sable picks up the photograph. Her fingers don't shake. The rage beneath her skin is cold, controlled, deadly. They want a war. She looks at Byung-ho, and for the first time in 3 years, she stops running. Then they'll get one. If you stand against corrupt organizations like the archive that hunt survivors and erase the truth, hit subscribe and comment what time you're seeing this. Let them know we're watching. Let them know we won't stay silent. Only those who side with murderers and shadow governments won't engage. Drop your time below and stand with Sable, because the war just started and she's done running. The Black Tiger compound hasn't been the same since Han Sol's arrest. In the main hall, clusters of lieutenants whisper behind closed doors. Some won't even look at Byung-ho when he passes. Others glare openly at Sable like she's a disease infecting their family. He's tearing the syndicate apart, one of the older guards mutters to his partner near the courtyard entrance. For what? A woman he barely knows. Han Sol was family, another voice adds. Blood. And he chose her over blood. Sable hears every word. She always does. The whispers follow her through corridors like smoke. Dangerous, manipulative, outsider. Some of the lieutenants won't take orders from her anymore. Others cross to the opposite side of the hallway when she approaches. Why is he trusting her over blood? A woman's voice drifts from the kitchen. She's manipulating the boss. Has to be. She's dangerous. You saw what she did to those snipers. That's not normal. Byung-ho finds Sable standing alone on the east balcony, staring out at Seoul's skyline. He doesn't say anything at first, just stands beside her. They're afraid, he finally says. They should be, Sable replies, but not of me. That evening, Wang Lichin calls an emergency meeting in the secure wing. Only Byung-ho, Sable, Nick, and Mercer are present. Wang's expression is graver than usual. I've identified a third force in this power struggle. The archive isn't monolithic, it has factions, and the one hunting Sable operates outside all over sight. He slides a folder across the table. Inside, blurred surveillance photos, intercepted communications, a list of code names. The Eclipse Cell, Wang says, a splinter arm of the archive. They don't answer to governments or intelligence committees. They're ghosts hunting ghosts. What do they want? Byung-ho asks. 2 things. Wang taps the folder. Retrieve the ledger before we do. And kill Sable. In that order. She's the last living witness to Chu Myung-dae's assassination. The Eclipse Cell can't risk her testimony if the ledger goes public. Sable leans forward. How do you know this? Because they've already activated multiple kill teams. Wang's voice is cold. The snipers this morning weren't the first. And they won't be the last. Later that night, Sable returns to the war room alone. She replays the Chu Myung-dae assassination footage, frame by frame, obsessively searching for details she missed. The motorcade, the notebook, the explosion. Then she sees it, a shadow in the background, a figure standing near the car, postured too still, too controlled. Not panicking like the others when the blast hits. Sable's breath catches. Memory floods back like ice water. Fragmented. Painful. 6 operatives on the mission. Black. 01 through Black 06. But there was someone else. A 7th. She remembers now. A figure in the same tactical gear, but with different insignia. Someone who gave orders, but never trained with the unit. Code name, Ghost 12. In her memory, Ghost 12 stands near Chu Myungdae's car. When the explosion goes off, the other operatives scatter or fall. Ghost 12 doesn't. Ghost 12 walks away. Sable's hands tremble as she pauses the video. He didn't die. He was never supposed to. The betrayal clicks into place. Ghost 12 wasn't a victim of the mission's failure. Ghost 12 orchestrated it. Nick bursts into the room. Laptop open, eyes bright with discovery. I cracked the secondary hash chain on the hard drive. He spins the screen toward Sable. A map loads, topographical, detailed, remote. Station Marrow, Nick says. It's a defunct covert facility just outside Soksho, near the border checkpoint. Built in the early 2000s to archive erased identities, classified documents, off-book operations. Is it still operational? Sable asks. Officially? No. It was decommissioned 8 years ago. Nick zooms in on satellite imagery, but recent thermal scans show activity. Power grid usage. Security protocols reactivated. Mercer leans over the screen. Someone's using it. The Eclipse cell, Sable says. They're storing the ledger there. Or guarding it. Nick nods. If Chu Myungdae's notebook survived, Station Marrow is where they'd hide it. It's designed to store things the world isn't supposed to find. Sable stares at the blinking red marker on the map. Then that's where we go. The next morning, a delivery truck arrives at the Black Tiger compound. Routine. Expected. A worker in a blue uniform carries a stack of boxes toward the storage wing. Sable is crossing the training hall when something catches her attention. The way he walks. Too measured. Too aware of his surroundings. She changes direction. Follows him. The worker senses her. His pace quickens. He cuts through the training hall, heading for the side exit. Stop, Sable calls. He runs. She's faster. Sable closes the distance in seconds. Grabs his shoulder, spins him around. His hand goes to his belt, reaching for a weapon. She locks his wrist, drives him into the wall, pins him there with her forearm across his throat. Who sent you? She demands. The man smiles. It's wrong, calm, resigned, almost peaceful. Ghost. 12 remembers you, Black. 09, he whispers. Then he bites down hard. Sable smells almonds, cyanide. She releases him, steps back. The man convulses once, twice, then goes still. Dead in under 10 seconds. Damn it. Sable kneels beside the body, checks for identification. Nothing. But when she pushes up his sleeve, she sees it. A tattoo on his wrist. Burned into the skin with a brand, not ink. 2 characters, G12. Byung-ho and Mercer arrive seconds later, weapons drawn. What happened? Byung-ho asks. Sable stands slowly, her expression carved from stone. Ghost 12 is alive, and he's leading the hunt. The room goes cold. He sent this operative as a message, Sable continues. He knows I'm here. He knows we're coming for the ledger. And he's ready. Byung-ho's jaw tightens. Then we move faster. We leave for Station Marrow tonight. Sable looks down at the dead operative, at the G12 brand still visible on his wrist. He wants a confrontation, she says quietly. Fine. Let's give him one. If you believe operatives like Ghost 12 who betray their own teams and hunt survivors deserve to be exposed, drop a comment right now saying Justice for Black 09. Only those who side with traitors and murderers will stay silent. Let them know we're coming for the truth. Midnight. The forest outside Soksho is dense, silent, suffocating. Sable leads the team through the trees, Mercer on her left, Nick behind with his tech gear, Taejun and 2 trusted lieutenants flanking the rear. 6 people total. Small, fast, surgical. Station Marrow rises from the clearing like a forgotten tomb. Concrete walls streaked with rust and moss. Windows dark. No lights. No movement. Too quiet, Mercer whispers, scanning the perimeter through night vision goggles. Agreed. Sable signals the team to halt. She studies the facility, 3 stories, reinforced doors, security cameras that should be offline but might not be. No guards visible. Either they're inside or this is a trap. Could be both, Taejun mutters. Nick taps his portable scanner. Thermal imaging shows minimal heat signatures inside. Either the place is empty or they're shielded. Sable makes a call. We go in. Stay sharp. Watch every corner. They move like ghosts toward the entrance. The main door isn't locked. That's the first problem. Inside, the air smells like dust and stale electricity. Emergency lights flicker in the corridors, casting everything in sickly red. Rows of server stacks line the walls, most shuttered, a few still humming with dormant power. Filing cabinets marked with codes and dates. This place was designed to store secrets the world wasn't supposed to find. Split up, Sable orders. Nick, find the main server terminal. Mercer, Taejun, secure the exits. You two watch our backs. They move through the facility in silence. Sable walks deeper into the archives. Her boots echo on concrete. She passes rows of files marked with erased identities, code names, nationalities, termination dates. Then she sees them. File folders stacked in alphabetical order. Black 01, Black 02, Black 03, all the way to Black 12. Her hands shake as she pulls her own folder from the stack. BLK 09, failure/terminate. Inside, her photo, younger, colder. Her mission history, redacted sections, psychological evaluations. At the bottom, stamped in red, priority elimination. She pulls the folder next to hers. G12/active/priority mission. Her blood runs cold. Ghost 12 wasn't terminated. He's still active, still operational, still hunting. Ghost 12-foot first appearance. A voice crackles through the facility's speaker system. Calm, confident, almost amused. Black 09. Sable freezes. Still pretending you chose freedom? The voice echoes through every corridor. Mercer and Taejun stop moving, weapons raised. You fled your unit and let your team die. Tell me, do you think about them? Black 01 through Black 06. Do you see their faces when you sleep? Sable's jaw clenches. Her hands ball into fists. They trusted you. You abandoned them. Show yourself, Sable says, her voice steady despite the rage burning in her chest. Ghost 12 laughs, soft, cold, terrifying in its casualness. Not yet, but soon. I just wanted you to know something, Black 09. You were never meant to escape. You were never meant to be free. The Phantom Unit had one rule, absolute obedience. And you broke it. Sable realizes something sharp, something that rewrites everything she thought she knew. Ghost 12 wasn't just another operative. He was the command override, the fail-safe, the one designed to control the others, or eliminate them if they went rogue. You killed them, Sable says. Not me. You. Silence. Then, prove it. Nick's voice crackles through her earpiece. Sable, I found something. Main server room, West Wing. You need to see this. She moves quickly, Mercer at her side. The server room is larger than the others, rows of active terminals, screens displaying encrypted data streams. And behind the largest server rack, a hidden panel in the wall. Nick is already working on it. Biometric lock. Retinal scan. But I bypassed it using the archived admin credentials. It's opening. The panel slides away with a mechanical hiss. Inside, a small vault. And inside the vault, resting on velvet lining like a sacred relic, a leather-bound notebook. Sable's breath catches. She reaches in slowly, lifts the notebook with trembling hands. The leather is worn, edges frayed. Real. Solid. Proof. She opens it. Chu Myung-dae's handwriting fills the pages. Names she recognizes. Dates. Payoffs. Transactions linking government officials to the Phantom Unit's funding. Evidence of corruption stretching across borders. She flips to the last page. At the bottom, in hurried script. If I die, look for the one they erased first. Black 09. Sable's heart pounds, so heart hurts. He trusted her. Not the program. Not the archive. Her. Sable. Mercer's voice is urgent. We need to move. Now. The lights shift from red to crimson. Alarms blare. Metal doors slam shut throughout the facility, heavy final trap-like. Nick's face goes pale. We're locked in. A sound from above, metal scraping, vents popping open. Then they drop. Dozens of them. Archive mercenaries in black tactical gear, descending from ceiling vents on rappel lines. Armed. Trained. Coordinated. They hit the ground in perfect formation, weapons raised. Ghost 12's voice echoes through the speakers again, colder now. Commanding. Bring Black 09 alive. Kill everyone else. The mercenaries advance. Sable clutches the ledger to her chest, then shoves it into her jacket. She draws her weapon, adrenaline flooding her system. Mercer and Tae-Jun move into defensive positions. Nick backs toward the server racks. Contact! One of the lieutenants shouts as gunfire erupts. Sable meets Mercer's, eyes across the chaos. No words needed. They both know. This is it. The ambush they knew was coming. She takes a breath, steadies herself, feels the weight of the ledger against her ribs. Proof that the world needs to see. Stay together, she orders. We fight our way out. The mercenaries close in. Ghost 12's laughter echoes one last time before the speakers cut out. And then the war room becomes a battlefield. If you stand against mercenaries like Ghost 12 who hunt survivors and bury the truth, comment expose them all right now. Only those who side with the archive and its killers will stay silent. Drop your comment and let them know we're not backing down and neither is Sable. Gunfire erupts in the tight corridors of Station Marrow. Muzzle flashes light the darkness like lightning. Sable moves on instinct, phantom training kicking in like muscle memory she can't erase. She drops low, fires twice, drops 2 mercenaries before they can adjust their aim, rolls behind a server stack as bullets punch through metal above her head. Tae-Jun, left flank, she shouts. Tae-Jun pivots, takes down a mercenary emerging from a side corridor. They're everywhere. Nick crouches behind a filing cabinet, laptop abandoned, pistol in hand. He's not a fighter, but survival makes soldiers of everyone. He fires blind around the corner, keeps the mercenaries suppressed. Mercer moves like a shadow covering their retreat. He takes point, weapon steady, calling targets. 2 more, 12 o'clock. Sable clears the corner with precision. Double tap, 1 drops. Mercer gets the second. Then she hears it. A grunt. A body hitting the floor. Mercer! He's down. Blood spreading across his shoulder, his leg. 2 rounds caught him when he stepped out of cover. I'm good, he grits through clenched teeth. I'm good, just keep moving. Like hell. Nick scrambles to his side, rips open a medkit. His hands shake, but his training holds. He packs the wounds with gauze, applies pressure, uses zip ties as makeshift tourniquets. You're not dying here. Not today. Sable covers them, firing in controlled bursts. The mercenaries advance slowly, methodically. They're trained, patient, lethal. We need to move, one of the lieutenants shouts. We're surrounded. Sable uses her phantom training, reading the facility layout like a map burned into her brain. Blind corners become advantages. Choke points become kill zones. She leads them through a service corridor the mercenaries haven't covered yet. This way. Move! Ghost 12's voice returns through the speakers. Calm, conversational, like he's discussing the weather. You think you're free, Black 09? Sable keeps moving, but his words follow her like smoke. You think Chu Byung-ho values you? Look around. Look how many die because you exist. Your team, his father, and now these people, they're dying because you dragged them into your war. Mercer stumbles. Nick holds him upright. You're a weapon that misfired, a tool that broke. You can't be fixed. You can only be terminated. Sable feels it, the old conditioning trying to surface. The training designed to break her will, make her obedient, make her compliant. She fights it. You're wrong, she says aloud, her voice steady. I'm not your weapon anymore. Ghost 12 laughs. We'll see. Nick's earpiece crackles. Nick, this is Wong. Do you copy? We copy. Nick shouts over the gunfire. I've analyzed the ledger photos you transmitted before the lockdown. We have a name. Sable presses against the wall, reloading. What name? Wong's voice is grave. The one who ordered the Phantom Unit's erasure. The one who greenlit the Black 09 termination order. Director Yom Arekyung. The name lands like a bomb. Who is she? Byung-ho's voice cuts in through the line. No public record. No official position. She operates as the buried head of the archive, the architect of every covert erasure for the last decade. She's a ghost with the power to erase armies. Sable's blood runs cold. She killed your father. And she's trying to kill you, Wong replies. The ledger has her signature on 6 different termination orders. She's not just part of the conspiracy. She is the conspiracy. Taejun fires another burst down the corridor. We need to leave. Now. They fight their way toward the forest exit. Every step costs ammunition, energy, blood. Mercer's breathing is labored. He's slowing them down and he knows it. Go, he says, pushing Nick forward. I'll hold them here. No. Sable grabs his arm. We don't leave people behind. Mercer looks at her, really looks at her, and she sees the resignation in his eyes. The acceptance. You have the ledger. You have proof. That's what matters. He checks his magazine. Half empty. I'll buy you time. Get out. Finish this. Mercer. Go. Nick tries to pull Sable back. She resists. Sable, we have to move. Nick's voice cracks. Mercenaries pour into the corridor behind them. Mercer turns, opens fire. Run. Nick drags Sable toward the exit. She fights him every step, but he's stronger than he looks. They burst through the facility doors into the cold night air. Behind them, gunfire. Shouting. Then, a massive explosion lights the night. The facility's west wing erupts in flame and debris. Mercer's last gift, a controlled demolition to collapse the corridor, slow the pursuit. Sable stops running, stares at the flames. Mercer is gone. She doesn't scream, doesn't cry, just stands there, silent, broken in a way that doesn't show. Nick pulls her forward. He made his choice. Honor it. Move. They reach the forest checkpoint, a clearing where the extraction vehicle waits. 50 meters. Safety. Then the ground erupts. An explosion throws Sable back. She hits a tree, the wind knocked from her lungs. Ears ringing, vision blurred. A figure steps from the smoke. Tall, tactical gear, face concealed behind a mask. But she knows. Ghost 12. He moves with terrifying precision, closes the distance before she can recover, drives a concussive strike into her ribs that sends her sprawling. Sable tries to stand. He kicks her weapon away. Black 09. His voice is muffled behind a mask, but unmistakable. You did well, but this ends now. He reaches into her jacket, pulls out the ledger. Sable lunges. He sidesteps, strikes her temple with his elbow. She drops. Taejun fires. Ghost 12 disappears into the trees like smoke, ledger in hand. Nick reaches Sable, helps her sit up. Blood trickles from her hairline. Are you? He took it, Sable whispers. He took the ledger. From the darkness, Ghost 12's voice echoes one final time. If you want the truth, Black 09, come to me. Then silence. The forest swallows him whole. Sable sits in the dirt, bleeding, broken, furious. Mercer is dead. The ledger is gone. And Ghost 12 is still out there, orchestrating everything. She looks at Nick, at Taejun, at the lieutenant staring into the trees. We're not done, she says quietly. Not even close. If you believe Director Yom Arekyung and Ghost, 12 deserve to face justice for erasing innocent operatives and murdering witnesses. Comment justice for Mercer right now. Only those who side with the archive's killers will stay silent. Honor his sacrifice. Drop your comment and let them know we're coming for the truth, no matter the cost. The extraction vehicle races through the night, carrying what's left of Sable's team back to Seoul. Nick works his laptop in the back seat, monitoring news feeds and encrypted channels. Something's wrong, he mutters. Sable looks up from bandaging her ribs. What? Ghost. 12 didn't steal the ledger to hide it. He's using it. Nick turns the screen toward her. He leaked edited pages to rival syndicates. Look. The screen shows intercepted messages. Crime families across Seoul receiving selective evidence from Chu Myung-dae's ledger. Names. Payoffs. Old grudges resurfaced. But the pages are manipulated, facts twisted to implicate Byung-ho's family in betrayals they never committed. He's starting a war, Taejun says from the front seat. Not just any war. Sable studies the messages. He's turning every syndicate in Seoul against the Black Tiger. By morning, Byung-ho will have enemies on all sides. Nick scrolls through more feeds. It's already starting. 3 families have mobilized. Police are responding to gang-related violence across 4 districts. The city's going to erupt. Sable closes her eyes. Mercer's sacrifice. The ledger. All of it turned into a weapon against them. Ghost, 12 planned this, she says quietly. He wanted us to find the ledger. He let me take it just so he could steal it back and use it against us. Then what do we do? Taejun asks. Sable opens her eyes. We end him. They arrive at Black Tiger headquarters just before dawn. The compound is fortified. Guards doubled, barricades raised, weapons distributed. Byung-ho meets them at the entrance. His face goes pale when he counts the returning team. Where's Mercer? Sable can't meet his eyes. He stayed behind. Bought us time to escape. Byung-ho's jaw tightens. He nods once, a soldier's acknowledgement of sacrifice. Come inside. We have work to do. In the war room, Wong has assembled intelligence reports, maps, surveillance footage. The scope of Ghost 12's manipulation is staggering. 5 syndicates have declared blood feuds based on the leaked ledger pages. Wong says, the police are overwhelmed. Seoul is turning into a war zone. And Ghost 12 orchestrated all of it, Sable adds. He's using chaos as cover. While everyone's fighting each other, he disappears. Byung-ho slams his fist on the table. Then we stop running. We stop reacting. We take the fight to him. How? Nick asks. We don't even know where he is. Sable stands. Her ribs ache. Her head throbs. But her voice is steel. I know exactly where he is. Everyone turns to her. Ghost, 12 wants a confrontation. He said it himself. Come to me. He's not hiding. He's waiting. And I know where. Wong leans forward. Where? The place where it all started. Sable pulls up a map on the screen. The abandoned intercity monorail station overlooking the Han River. It was a Phantom unit staging ground before it was decommissioned. If Ghost 12 wants to finish what the program started, that's where he'll be. Byung-ho studies the map. It's exposed. No cover. A perfect kill zone. Exactly, Sable says. Which is why we don't walk into his trap. We set our own. Night falls over Seoul. The city burns in the distance, sirens wailing, smoke rising from gang wars. Ghost 12 ignited. Sable leads a strike team toward the monorail station. Byung-ho, Nick, Taejun, and 4 of the Black Tiger's best operatives. They approach from multiple angles, using the river and overgrown tracks as cover. The station looms above them. Rusted metal framework, shattered windows, a platform suspended over the water. Silent. Waiting. He's here, Sable whispers. She can feel it, the same way she felt Ghost 12's presence at Station Marrow. Everyone hold position until my signal. She steps onto the platform alone. Wind cuts across the river. The city's chaos echoes in the distance. But here, suspended above the water, everything is still. Then he appears. Ghost, 12 steps from the shadows at the far end of the platform. Still masked. Still carrying himself with terrifying calm. Black, 09. His voice carries across the space. You came. You wanted a confrontation. Sable keeps her hands visible, weapon holstered. Here I am. Ghost, 12 walks forward slowly. Do you know why they chose me as the command override? Why I was designed to control operatives like you? Because you're a psychopath? Sable replies. He laughs, cold, humorless. Because I follow orders. Completely. Without question. Without conscience. That's what the Phantom unit needed. That's what you could never be. Then why am I still alive? Sable asks. You've had 3 years to kill me. Why now? Ghost, 12 stops 10 feet away. Because I wanted you to understand the truth first. He reaches up, removes his mask. The face beneath is younger than Sable expected. Sharp features, cold eyes, but something familiar in the way he moves, like looking at a distorted reflection. You weren't meant to protect Chu Myung-dae, Ghost 12 says. You were meant to kill him. The words hit like a bullet. That was your final mission, Black 09. Infiltrate his security. Gain his trust. then eliminate him and make it look like an accident. But you refused your command. You chose him over the program. Sable's hands tremble. Fragments of memory surface. Orders she couldn't remember. Conditioning she'd resisted. A voice in her head telling her to end the target. That's why they erased you. Ghost 12 continues. Not because you failed. Because you defied. You chose humanity over programming. And in the Phantom Unit, that's the only unforgivable sin. Sable feels the weight of 3 years crash down on her. So, you killed my team. Erased the unit. All to cover up one failed assassination. No. Ghost 12's expression doesn't change. I killed them because those were my orders. Just like killing you is my order now. He moves. Fast. Trained. Precise. Sable barely blocks the first strike. He's anticipating her movements, reading her the way she reads opponents. They were trained by the same program, forged by the same methods. He knows every move she'll make before she makes it. They fight across the platform, brutal, intelligent, lethal. Strike. Counter. Block. Neither can gain advantage. Ghost 12 fights with cold efficiency. Sable fights with desperation and rage. He drives her back toward the platform edge. She pivots, uses his momentum against him, sends him stumbling. You can't win, Ghost 12 says, recovering instantly. We're the same, except I accepted what I am. You're still pretending to be human. I am human, Sable growls. Then prove it. He lunges. Sable sidesteps, anticipates his follow-up, catches his arm and twists. For the first time, she gains the advantage. But Ghost 12 smiles. Good. Now you're thinking like a weapon again. He breaks her grip, sweeps her legs. She hits the platform hard. He stands over her. You can't escape what you are, Black 09. You'll always be a tool. The only question is, whose? A gunshot cracks through the night. Ghost 12 staggers. Blood spreads across his shoulder. Byung-ho steps onto the platform, weapon raised. She's not your tool. Not anymore. Ghost 12 turns, fury breaking through his calm for the first time. Chu Byung-ho, how noble, protecting the weapon that was built to kill your father. She saved my life, Byung-ho says, multiple times. Whatever she was doesn't matter. What matters is who she chose to be. Ghost 12 laughs through the pain. You're both fools. He reaches into his jacket. Sable thinks he's going for a weapon, but instead he pulls out the ledger, holds it over the river. You want the truth? Take it. He drops it. Sable dives, catches the ledger midair, her body half hanging over the platform edge. Nick and Taejun rush forward, pull her back. When she looks up, Ghost 12 is gone. Disappeared into the ruins like smoke. But they have the ledger. Real. Solid. Proof. Back at headquarters, Nick works through the night, decrypting the ledger's final section, a hidden partition Chumyeongdae embedded with military-grade encryption. At dawn, he calls everyone to the war room. There's more, Nick says, pulling up the decrypted page on screen. Erase list. 12 priority targets. Target number 1, Black, 09/Sable Cordell target number 2. Chu Byung-ho target number 3. Wang Lichin target hashtag 4-12. Encrypted. Below the list, one final line. Authorization. Director Yeom Arekyung. Sable stares at the screen. Her name. Byung-ho's name. A kill list authorized by the woman who orchestrated everything. They didn't just want the ledger destroyed, Wang says quietly. They want everyone connected to it dead. Byung-ho looks at Sable. Looks like they declared war. Sable meets his gaze. For 3 years, she ran. She hid. She survived. Not anymore. Then let's finish it, she says. Outside, Soul smolders. The ledger sits on the table. Proof of corruption that reaches into the highest levels of power. And somewhere in the shadows, Director Yeom Arekyung watches. Waits. Plans. The war has just begun. If you believe Director Yeom Arekyung and the entire archive deserve to be exposed and brought to justice, comment, take them all down right now and tell us what you think happens next. Only those who side with corrupt systems that erase innocent people will stay silent. This is just the beginning. Subscribe to Ebony and Pearl Stories because Sable's war is far from over, and you won't want to miss what comes next.